Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's Cherika Brown, of course. We're on another episode of Cherika Be Talking, cause I be talking. And on today's episode, we're gonna talk about two is greater than one. And I was just thinking about this particular topic in particular when my sister, she came home. Dang, my computer's dead. But my sister came home and we had the bathroom remodeled. I was taking a shower and I noticed our shower won't shut anymore in one of the restrooms. So I was asking the repair people, like, is there a way to close it? He was like suggesting things that you can get from Home Depot because he was like, the floor may not be as level with the new shower door, which makes it slide back open or whatever. But I never did get it, so I just was like kind of finding a workaround as far as pulling it as far as it can go, where it will stop, where it can close as much as possible, but it'll still slide back sometimes in the middle of a shower. But when my sister came from college, she was like, I was taking a shower in that restroom. She was like, I actually see a way that you can kind of shut the shower. She was like, you have to be inside it. I don't know if I can show you without being in it or whatever. But her telling me that just opened up like a new channel in my brain, it feels like. Because that night I used that shower. And when I got in that shower, I immediately figured out what she was saying. And she didn't even describe it like in detail, but I just tried something different and it shut the shower. And I was like, that is proof that two is better than one, because as long as it was just me using that shower, nobody else uses that shower but me, my brain was limited. But it's like my brain unlocked when someone else came to me with a different approach to the same situation, with a different idea, or just planting a seed in my brain to do something different instead of what I was doing every other day, like thinking that that was the best solution to the problem at hand, which was closing it as much as possible even though it was still open. The way that she did it allows the door to kind of sternly stay shut, even though it may pop open, but it's almost as if it was designed the way that she opened my brain up to look at it. And it was like a lifesaver, because I was like, now I can take a shower with the door stand shut. And I just found that amazing, because I'm like, had she not presented me with an idea for years, probably I would have continued doing it the way that I did it, and thinking that, oh, the floor is just not level, and oh, I need to go and get that part, or oh, I need to find a solution to how I can make this door shut, or possibly get a different door because the sliding door just isn't working for this type of bathroom or whatever. And it made me think of the Bible verse that I wanted to pull up, but my computer is completely dead, where it talks about two being better than one in the Bible. And even if you are a loner like myself, where you enjoy your alone time, you enjoy your own company, and you don't necessarily have to be with people 24/7, you understand that you still want companionship. Like, it still feels good for people that live alone. I know my friends that completely live alone that always talk about how they get lonely, like it's no one in the house. Like, even if you don't have siblings that can come and visit you or anything, it gets really like lonely. So when you have somebody to do life with, or somebody that can just be in your company every now and then, even if it's not all the time, it just feels more secure, more safe. And it shows us that it unlocks the best parts of ourselves. And that's why I'm so pro marriage and pro relationships and friendships and everything, because I feel like when you do find a partner that you can do life with, you all can conquer so much. It's so much that I have in me, so many ideas I have in me, that I know with the right partner that those things will just come into fruition, into a light. Yeah, we can count on ourselves and we're supposed to make our own dreams come true, but I just know how much more greater I would be with somebody that's backing me, that's cheering me on, that's, encouraging me, and that's doing life with me. So if you are, because I've been talking to a lot of people recently that saying that being single and being like without kids and everything for the rest of their life just sound like more a better idea than the heartache that comes with like intertwining or bringing other people into your life, into your space, because you don't know how other people are going to treat you, or what their motives are, or when they'll just switch up. So people fear it. And I think one of the most important things that my mom used to tell me growing up, the popular saying, is better to have love and lost than to never have loved at all. And I think anybody that has experienced heartbreak or breakups or anything can attest to that, because when you are in love, it feels so good. It's so rewarding. It's so satisfying. It makes you see the best things, the best part of life, the best part of humanity, the best parts of people. And it's really a good feeling. Even if you get your heart broken, you remember how love made you feel, how love made you act, how love made you love. And there's no feeling or nothing that's greater than love, because love is so much more than a feeling. It's an actual state of your heart. It's a heart condition for me to like love someone. And I was just telling my friend that I had a friend call me this week because she was, into it with her boyfriend. They live in the same home or whatever. And I so happened to be up late that night, and she called me in the middle of them arguing with each other, and it was just chaotic. And they both were like just saying things to each other that they could or could possibly would regret later. They both was like saying, well, you did this and you did that, just like keeping score. And I was reminding her that, love don't keep score. Y'all can't keep doing this tit for tat. Right now, I think y'all need to de-escalate the situation, and you may need to leave for the night, because relationship issues can go left really quick. And I don't want to be a witness on this phone of something happening tragically, because I don't take like relational stuff lightly. But what I was essentially trying to remind her of is that, I don't tell people to leave or leave their man or leave their girl. But what I was trying to tell her is that, you gotta operate from love. I told her, I said, I personally can't deal with the back and forth and the tit for tat, because I have too much love stored up in me. Even if I've been hurt before, the amount of love that I have, it remains the same. So I never understand in relationships when people go completely cold, like to hating a person, like how they say, oh, it's a thin line between love and hate. It's like, yeah, people push you there because people do things that make you completely like resent them or whatever. But I would prefer to just pull back my energy completely than to spew out hate. I got too much love in me to go back and forth with somebody that's being hateful and, evil, like the things that he was doing and saying and bringing up. And I'm like, he's like an evil person at his core. And I'm like, you don't even want to be like this with this man. I could tell you don't want to be. And I'm like, and you're hurting, which is okay. You can cry, like cry. Don't hold back your tears or anything. But also don't stoop down to people's level, especially when you have so much love stored up in you. And I'm like, y'all are supposed to be a team. Y'all are supposed to be better together. There's no point in y'all like, throwing jealousy comments at each other, hateful comments, bringing up things of the past that you're supposed to have forgiven people for. We just have to get into a position in our life where we realize two is greater than one. And when two becomes less than one, when two is worse than you being by yourself, sometimes it's best that you do remove yourself out of situations, because when you have a partner and somebody that you do life with, whether it's a friendship or a partnership, it should make life better. I'm not saying that things are always going to be easy. I'm not saying that you will not have problems, but overall, life should give you some type of ease in the situation. And it's not in the sense that the relationship is easy and the relationship won't have problems, but the good should outweigh the bad. And two is always greater than one. So I hope this message kind of give y'all an idea of what I'm getting at with this, as far as just, just coming together and having community and not turning into a lonely society. Because I think a lot of people are looking at it, especially the older you get, it just seems better and more peaceful to be by yourself. But having a second brain, a second eye, somebody that can approach a situation differently than you is always a good thing. And that's another thing I want y'all to remember, is that there's power in differences. A lot of people like to say, oh, I want somebody to act just like me and do this just like me. That think about the example I gave about the shower. If my sister thought exactly like me, I would have put my position that I did present to her onto her, and we both would have just been doing the same thing with the shower door not being the issue not being resolved. However, because she does think a little differently than me, she presented a whole different idea for a scenario that gave us a better solution than the one that I have been using for months at this point before she even came and used my shower. So that's just something to think about. Their strength and differences, and always be okay. That's another thing with being the exception to the rule. I was just talking about that, and then they started putting that topic on my timeline, of course. But I like to think that I can be the exception to the rule. If people say people always do something a certain way, I like to think that, well, I can be that one person that do it a different way. I don't think that the rules don't apply to me, because rules are rules, of course, but I think that I can overcome the norm. I don't think that I'm regular. I don't think that my life was meant to be lived how every other person lived their life. I feel like that I'm special and I'm different, and I know I am, because I'm a child of God, and you should feel the same, because we're all individuals and we all are unique. We don't have to succumb to what people tell us we gotta do, because when you have a community and village and you have these different ideas and different perspectives, you'll be amazed at the things that you all can overcome and the things that you all can create together. But it's all about having that open mind. And I'm so grateful that God opened up my mind, because once before my mind was so closed off, and that closed mind will not get you anywhere. It won't allow you to see the strengths and differences. It won't allow you to see that two is better than one. It'll make you think that you can do everything by yourself, but God didn't put us here to not use each other and benefit and help each other. So I hope this helps somebody on this good Sunday. And y'all know I'll be back, because I be talking. Peace.